In this video, I'm going to run you through 5 facts of an audio piece of hardware that has been with me since the very beginnings of this home studio. I've got 2 of them right here, the DBX 286S microphone preamps and processors. 5 facts, things that I've learned from using these on a regular basis. Now, full disclosure, I have since transitioned to the Universal Audio Apollo Twin X. I also use a PreSonus Revelator IO24 for my remote streaming kit, but I keep these here for a couple reasons. Number 1, they look good on camera. But number 2, I never know when I'll need them again, and I think highly enough of them to use them again, even though I've moved on to some more software-based DSP and processing. But I just want to let you know, as you get these 5 facts, you'll be hearing all of them through this microphone, the RE20 from Electro Voice, and one of my DBX 286 units. Looks like we're on the top one right there. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Fact number 1, the DBX 286S is a great entry into RealTime DSP and improving your sound. Now, I say DSP, this is not the typical situation where there's software and hardware. There's just the hardware. There's just the knobs. There's just the LED indicators on the front of these rack-mounted units. So it's kind of old school in that way. Obviously, this is not as portable as some other audio interface, and this is actually not even an interface. I have XLR going into this, and I'm getting XLR coming out of this. So it may not entirely be your solution in a home studio, but if you have no other way to improve the quality of your sound, your signal chain, your microphone, your vocal chain, this is a great entry into it. Full disclosure, I bought mine for less than $200. I want to say in the $180 range back in the day. I just checked, and it's closer to like $300 now. So the value of this has changed. Check the prices before you buy, but nonetheless, you are getting good value out of this. It's a great entry into improving the quality of your sound for a home studio, for a podcast, whatever it is. Compression, EQ, de-essing, the preamp is pretty good. It does a lot of things in one package. Okay, up next here, it would be so much more popular on that note if it were just portable. Like, for example, I've got, camera can't see me with the other boom arm there, but I was gonna show you, there it is, the Apollo Twin X. Like, you could put that in a backpack right there. You can't necessarily do that here with the DBX 286Ss. Like, it doesn't work that way. So these are kind of more locked down in a rack unit in your home studio. They're great because they're silent. They're not that big. They don't take up a ton of space, but you're not lugging these around with you. And because of that, and because of the way people operate and make content, nobody's traveling with this thing. So the DBX 286 does a lot, but would be more popular if it were portable. Another thing you realize over time in working with software-based devices and interfaces like the Apollo or the Revelator from PreSonus is that you have such fine control over things like compression and EQ and plugins and filters and whatnot. But here on the DBX 286, I mean, there's 10 knobs across the front. There's some LED indicators for like compression or de-essing and a couple buttons, and that's basically it. So you do have a nice tactile feel to the control, but you don't exactly have as much manipulation over the sound as you would on, say, something that also had a software side of it. I don't mean to diminish this at all, but it's great for an entry level, but you may find that over time you wish to have more control and more manipulation over it. Okay, let's move on here to what's next. Another thing you realize after using the DBX 286 over time is that initially you might have the tendency to overcook your sound, right? Because you're just getting used to processing and a signal chain, and let's say I like a lot of bass in my voice. So I turn this all the way up, and all of a sudden you can hear that, right? But it doesn't sound good to me. Now it doesn't, but maybe back in the day it did. Or also if you need some sparkle, some sizzle, let me turn up the high frequency side here, and I can already, it's hurting my ears in the headphones. So I'm going to bring that back down. Or let's say you wanted to go heavy on compression. You really wanted that radio sound, so you're going to turn up compression. Listen to the self noise. Like that's way too much compression there. So you understand what I'm saying here, that it's easy at first if this is your entry into signal processing and making a signal chain. As you figure things out, you're going to probably overdo it at first with so much ability to shape your sound in a DBX 286. Also what you'll realize is that if you have a multi-mic setup, you're probably, like I did, going to get a second unit of these, because there's no way to have a conversation, a two-sided conversation, where my mic has processing and my guest's mic does not. You quickly realize the difference in how things sound. Now, you can right here, watch, I just bypassed everything. So now there's no processing on the signal chain. It's only the preamp that's being activated right now. I'll bring the chain back in. But what you realize is that if you're going to record with two mics in the same setting, you need two DBX 286S's. It's just going to go that way. So understand that, expect it from the start. But there you go, 5 facts about the DBX 286S. Again, it is not maybe the ultimate solution for somebody, right? If you're looking for an end game piece of hardware, there are other things out there. I'm not taking away from this, though. It is a great entry into processing your audio and honestly taking a sound that you might be getting with just an interface of very amateur sound. Like this can give you professional level sound for apparently less than $300. And over time, I think that's going to be worth your investment. So definitely have one. Well, definitely have two. Don't use it on an everyday basis, but I kept it because I would not hesitate to use them again. Let me know what you think about this video. Thumbs up on the video if it provided you value. And don't forget, subscribe to this channel. I've got lots more content coming out right around the corner.